Hello and welcome back. So today we're going to be building a very elegant looking system, and there's actually one of those iterations for Apple, and this is what we have currently, right? So we have the navigation all set up here, as you can see, and then we have the Euro section. So I'm going to walk you through it, and we'll scroll down a bit. So we basically have a very different section where they show the iPhone Pro, right? Right, so iPhone 15 Pro. And basically we have some of the descriptions there and we have the learn more and buy. So when you scroll down a bit, we have a different section. So this one is actually responsible, very similar with that. I'll basically show you how you can use a reusable component to be able to achieve something like this. So you don't have to code it on multiple places and stuff like that. And when we scroll down a bit, we have the Apple Watch and the MacBook Pro section. And we'll scroll down a bit, we have the iPad, AirPods, and so on. And now we have the card and the trading sections, right? So all of this, we notice something about them. We're actually using background images for all of this stuff, and then we position the text in a very elegant way, right? So we don't want to use like negative margins and stuff like that because that kind of have issues with responsiveness, right? That's why we're leveraging a combination of a background image and just adding a little bit of padding to the top, right? Which is basically how you build a real life application. So after that, we have this other section. This is a very cool carousel section, and you can actually move it if you want. And by default, you can see we have two items in the carousel coming in. So I will show you exactly how you can achieve this. And then also, there's actually a cool thing. You can actually just autoplay this carousel. So after seconds or 2000 milliseconds, it kind of auto scrolls itself, and we can choose to stop it if we want to by clicking on the stop button. So maybe I click on that, it's going to stop moving, as you can see, right? So we'll actually explore all of this in a moment. And then we have the other section which just talks about everything about Apple, and then we have the different footer sections, right? So nothing about this will be complete if we don't talk about how responsive it's going to be. So this is it on the very small iPhone SE version, and we can see we have the navigation all changed up. So we have a different format now. So when you click on this, it's going to show you the different options that we have, and install Mac all the way to support. You can close that, and you can be able to scroll and let's view the app in a very small device. You can see it's coming in nice and clean. All our background images are showing up as expected. Right, so this is actually a very, very cool platform that we'll be going through, right? And also look at the carousel, and I can just scroll it. It can still do the autoplay thing, and it's going to, scroll after 2 seconds and so on. And also we scroll down, and definitely we're going to see the last part of the footer. So this is actually something cool that we'll be building today. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to start by grabbing all the assets. So why before we dive into this, I think we should clone the repo first. So in here, you make sure that you're on the starter branch. So what we want to do is to first get a link, right? So I'm gonna get that link, and I'm just going to go in here. So open up my terminal. Okay. Okay, make it less distracting. So I'm going to use this command, git clone, then the URL I just copied to clone this repository. So this is going to take like a very few seconds, and then I'm going to do ls and set it into app upgraded. Yeah, there we go. So the next thing is we're going to install the dependencies, right? So we can do npmi. So that should install the dependencies. Okay, so yeah, that's going to take some few seconds. So, but what that is actually happening, we can come in here and open the project up somewhere. That's going to see the change into that, and open this up in a VS Code. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is what you have by default, and I'm just going to move in here, and I'm going to start up by getting all the assets. So we have this little thing here, so we should be able to export this. So click on the export button, and we need the SVG version, so it's actually cleaner. And yeah, so you can see it, you can see the shape right there. Okay, you can click on that. So now it's in our downloads. Okay, so I'm just going to go into this, go into the zip file, take it out, and put it on, yeah, on downloads. All right, so we're going to call this Apple icon. So we're going to rename this to Apple. So Apple icon. All right, so we still have quite a few of other icons. So here we have the search, here the search icon. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select that, click on export, and I need to just make sure that everything is on, is on SVG. All right, so yeah, let's go inside that. Now they house zip for some reason, but it's fine. So yeah, let's go to downloads and put it here. So it is going to be search. All right, so now we have the little briefcase. Okay, export. This is too long, so what I need anyway is just the vector. So you can select the vector from here, and now you see that the vector is selected and not the outer layer, which is a good thing. So I can click on export, and I can only export this in SVG actually. So export this. Okay, let's go in there. Go in there. There we go. So yeah, go back to download, we'll paste it in here. So this is going to be the briefcase icon. So rename it as such. Okay, so we'll remove the typo right there. And now we have the briefcase icon. Nice. Okay, so the next thing is we need to grab the image, right? So we have the image of this lady right here. So we'll just have to select it. Okay, so let's see. All right, so we have quite a couple of wrappers. Let's click on that. We have the figure, and I think this is actually the image, to be honest. So I have this selected, so I'm going to just click on export, and then you can see this, we can see the image there. All right, so we could choose what to do here, or we can use it as like SVG or something. But if we use it as PNG, we can be able to optimize it in terms of the sizing. Right, but if it's SVG on the other end, it's difficult to reduce the size. So we'll keep this as as PNG for now. Okay, so we'll go inside. Okay, so this will be our figure. We're gonna call that, put it at the top level of downloads. Okay, so I can just delete all of those. Delete that as well. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be the hero image. So let's rename that to hero. Okay, so then I think secondly we have some write-ups here, right? So we have the dark icon thing. Okay, but this is actually an image, right? It's an absolutely positioned image. Okay, so we can do this. So you can click on that. There we go with it. All right, so it's that wide. Okay, it should be a way for us to kind of limit the size, make it smaller or something like that. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's do Ctrl-C quick. Okay, so we already have it here, so which is a good thing, by the way. So we can export it from there. as PNG as usual. Okay, so this is the shape. Alright, so we're going to call this the Vision Pro. So we have to call this and take it to downloads, and we just paste it here at the top level. And this one will now be, sorry, so this will be the Vision Pro. Alright, so that will be the Vision Pro. Nice. Okay, so we have all of those. We can move into here, and we need to grab the assets here. So open up this div, open up this content, open up this wrapper, and let's see, we have this one, then we have the figure. So this is something that we are after right now. So you can click on export, you can see the image right there. So you can just export the figure. So this would be, so we'll have to rename this to iPhone 15 Pro, right? So we'll change into it and cut it and put it in the downloads. So we're just going to rename this to iPhone 15 Pro. Nice. Okay, so now we have that. Good. Let's go back to the other image, which is this one. And in this one, we have to go deep as usual. So you can click on here. Let's click on here, put it up, and this one. So we have the figure, and we'll click on export from here. You can see we're having the shape right here. So you can just export the figure. And so this one will be iPhone 15. The Pro is not included. So we're going to cut that and take it over to downloads and paste it right in here. So we'll rename this to iPhone 15. All of these we can just take it off, right? So with this, and take all of those off. Those, including this actually. Okay. Alright, so yeah, now we come, basically we can see other things, right? I kind of like the arrows here. We can just export it, but for now I think we already have the one coming from Lucid React, so let's not worry about it for now. So now we have two different sets of images, right? So the first one we are having is this one. So I'm going to select it up, and I have this one selected. I need to go right inside of it, and we should be able to have a figure. Here we have one, so export, there we go. So this one was going to be watch, or iPhone_watch, so we export that. Nice. So we'll go inside of that, and we'll cut it and take it to downloads, and we'll just paste it right in here. So we're going to rename this to iPhone Watch. Okay, so let's select this one on the other end. So we have the div margin, nice. So we'll go inside of it, and there we go. This is the figure. So click on export, and we should be able to see that figure there. So this is actually MacBook Pro, right? So we're going to export that. Okay, so instead of iPhone, I think this is actually wrong, not iPhone Watch, but just Apple Watch, basically. That's not like iPhone Watch. So yeah, you can do Apple Watch. Yeah, so but this on the other end, go in, let's go out to downloads and put it in here. So this is going to be the MacBook Pro. Alright, so we're going to rename that to MacBook Pro. Alright, and alright, so that's good. So now we have a couple of iPads here, right? So let's grab all of those, right? So let's go. We have the figure, we export, and it's going to be the iPod. Okay, so call it. Okay, sorry about that. Nice. Okay, so we have some AirPods. So open this up, open it up. So we have the figure, nice. So we export, there we go, we have the AirPods. Okay, so we open it and we just cut it and take it to downloads as always. So the point of us doing all of this is for us to be able to, have them in a in one folder, so we can just drag and drop it into our project. Right, so I'm going to rename this to AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro. Right, and then you can delete this. Okay, nice. Okay, there we go. So we have a card right here. So we'll select that. As usual, we need to get a figure right here. So we'll export and export it. Put it up. Okay, grab the figure. Take it right in here. So we're going to rename that to card. Okay, so we have other one. So apart from this here, we have an icon, right? So we have this little Apple icon right here. So the thing is, we have to see if we already have like similar icon, right? So if we do not, we just have to like export. I think we already do. We have a white one. This kind of just an image. It's an image. So I think we'll be needing a black one as well. So we might just want to, not the image, this is an entire image, so we'll just change the color to black or something. Okay, so let's grab this one. So this one will just be, we can call this trade in, right? So following the title. Okay, so let's open it up, Okay. So we have the figure right there, so we can export that figure. And there we go. Okay. So we can cut it. Okay, so we'll just name this trading. Okay, nice. And also we basically have quite a lot of other images. So this we can actually achieve with like a carousel or something, right? So we need a way to export all of them. So export, so we have this, right? So export that. So we just do cal1, cal2, and so on. Alright, so let's grab the actual thing from there. Paste it here. So we can call this car_1, meaning carousel1. Okay. Carl. So I'll just use let's name that up quickly. Carousel. Something like that, right? So let's use that. That's better. Okay. So let's see if we can have access to some of those images here. So this one is already an image. So let's click export. There we go. But the thing with this is it's not like a full image. It's not really full, right? So that's one problem right there. So let's see if we can get the entire thing out. Yeah, we can, right? But for some reason, it seems to be of a low contrast. Yeah, that's real bad. Okay, we need it to be really bright. Okay, same thing for this, I think. Let's see. Okay, I think the image is actually inside of something. Okay, so what I would do actually is I'm just going to undo that real quick. Let's see if there's a way we can use a plugin to extract values from there. So let's see if the export original image plugin could be of any help. Okay, so I have it selected, export. Okay, let's see. Oops, nice. So I think that's basically it. This is something that I was wanting to see. Right, so yeah, so we can actually use that as the Carousel. Well, for some reason this comes first. Alright, so we need to like figure a way to fade out a portion of the carousel or something. So yeah, so we can do carousel. Okay, so that's good. And in case you don't know what this plugin is, it's called the Export Original Images. It's just a Figma plugin, by the way. So you can use it to export images from your Figma file. Alright, so let's grab a copy of this, put it here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to have this selected and try to export. Download cannot be blocked, always allowed, done. Alright, so let's export again. Nice. So let's check that out. Nice, so this is actually the original image. Cool. Alright, so let's grab that image. And this will be our cal_3. Okay. Do we have cal2? Actually, cal2. Alright, so let's rename that to cal2. Okay, sweet. So so this is just a bunch of text. All of these are a bunch of text here and there. There are no icons or anything, making it real cool. Right, so let's see. So this is already exported as SVG, which is good for us. So we could just look for a way to change the color to black to be able to achieve something like this. Right? So this is actually looking pixelated, but we'll make our own. Really have like sharp pixels or something. Okay, so we can close this out, and now we have all the assets we need to be able to manage application. So I think this is a carousel. We have like the next button here. Maybe we can export this. It could actually be of good help. So we have this selected. Let's select that. Okay, so that's selected. Export. I needed the XVG equivalent of this for some reason, but it's just a symbol, isn't it? Okay, so let's just have the SVG and export. So this will be a play button. Okay, nice. So I think that with that we basically have all the assets that's needed. So for us to be able to be proud that we've basically exported all the assets. So in the public folder, we're going to include one additional folder, and we're going to call it images. And in this, we're going to drag and drop everything that we've copied so far, we've downloaded. So you're just going to do Control A or Command A if you mark, and then drag it into the images folder. Boom, we have all the assets. Then you come in here and just delete all of those. So you can close that out, close out everything there. Right, so here you can see from here we already have the setup. So we have the packages already installed. So you can now do npm render. So this should start up our development server real quick. And why that is actually coming up, let's worry about our design systems, right? Our color scheme. So this app, from the looks of it, is mostly giving the vibes of like, the font. Actually, we start with the font. So let's grab a piece of text like this one. So the font I can see here is SF Pro Display as a regular font. So we need to search for SF Pro Display. If it's an available Google font, if it is not, we have to just hunt for it and have it downloaded within the system. So what we're going to do, we're going to just search for SF for this and copy that. Okay, so we have it here. Okay, so I think we basically have the font. This looks like it. Nice. So yeah, we're going to download this. Click on this, download font for free. Close the advert. And now we have the zip format of this font. So we're just going to extract it. Click on the button, extract or extract. Okay, so nice. So this is already extracted, and this is what we have. And now we have a different variant of that font, right? So this is the regular, this is the medium, this is bold. For the most part, you've been needing just these three, right? So bold, medium, regular. I don't really care much about the rest. So yeah, so let's see how well we can work with this, right? So we have to be able to bring all this font into our Next.js application. So let's do this, and this. So those are like the three most common fonts. With family, right? So let's come here, public, put another folder. I'm gonna call this font. So just gonna drag all of this into there. So we have it in three shapes, three forms, and that's good. So and meanwhile, I will just install those three in the system as well, so it's available. It's completely optional, you don't have to do that. Alright, so yeah, so we now have access to the three main fonts, right? So one thing I would do here is I will rename it to just like this, right? So the idea is to make it a bit less complicated. Let's see, F. Okay. Alright, so this one is actually medium. And this is the regular. Okay, but for some reason it doesn't give us the the vibes of like it's actually an OTF5 font for some reason. So yeah, but it's fine. We already know we can say 5 format here, which is okay. Right, so let's do source. Okay, let's go back. Font. We have images. Okay, nice. So now there's actually this custom way we set up font in Tailwind. So what I normally do, we go to our source, we go to app, we go to the layout, and now you can see by default we have the insert font set. So but for now we're just going to make some adjustment to this. So first of all, let's change the title. Alright, so let's see if Apple has any catchphrase. And this should be the catchphrase or whatever. So we'll copy that and we're going to paste it right in there. Okay, so now we're going to remove all of this and remove all of this. We need to put in some custom font, right? So I'm going to grab the configuration real quick and yeah, paste it right here. Okay, so I think we're good, and I'm just going to show you guys the setup. So you import local font from Next, right? And once you have this, you basically have to specify the different fonts. So these are the fonts that we already have, like the bold, the medium, and and the regular for the SF Pro font. So now this is where I'm actually like defining all of those with their respective weight and size. So this one is actually the regular font. This is actually medium, and this is bold, right? So what I'm doing now is passing this, which is actually an instance of the Nest font, to the class right here in the body. So I'll just do SF font the class name. So this is basically how you use custom font in Next.js, right? So we have all of these things, and if we go to our project and we're just going to refresh, and yeah, I've already refreshed before, so it's the same font. So what we're going to do, we're going to select any of the text within the page, and I have the one selected. You can see in the body we have the class name 687DF. This changes, by the way, depending on the environment. When you click on it, you're going to have the font family. As you can see here, we have the SF Pro font. So that means our font is properly loaded, and yeah, so that kind of gives us a clearer picture of what to expect, right? So yeah, so this is exactly how we play around with it, and for now we're just going to continue with the rest of our colors, right? So yeah, I can see we have a kind of a color here. So let's see. Yeah, so this color looks more like a see-through. Yeah, it's just maybe a dark black with this opacity or something like that. So this is the color. Okay. So this is good, but then I'm just checking if we're going to be needing it in other sections. So let's skip that real quick. And we have this. This is actually the one for our links. Let's select any of this. So we're just going to copy that. So you go to our Tailwind config, and in here where we have extend, I'm just going to add a new feed colors, and we have a comma right there. So here we're going to have link, right? So the link is going to be this guy. So this is what we'll be using to reference. This color will be using for anything link. So you can do that. Nice. Okay, so you can close that. Text on the other end. Let's say this is pure black. Actually not. So this is it. So you can click on this icon to detach the style, and this is the the one we're having. So I think that's actually a very good color. So this is actually black. So just got this dark, right? So the same thing here and here. So we have a very black color, nice. We have a link color here. We still have a bit of a text here, which is using the same dark color we just referenced, ending into one F with one of the same dark color. Nice. Okay, so we have the normal white color, and also let's see if this is pure white. Oh, it's actually great. Nice. So you're just going to copy this. So we should call this custom black, actually. Custom black. So we can do custom white. Okay, so now we have the custom black, and then we have the custom white. At the same time, we have the link, right? Nice. So we have a little bit of, oh, that's actually an image. Okay, no problem. The thing is, should we build this out as an image, or should we just create it? We could create it as well, but let's say, let's export the image equivalent of that. So it's more like an heading. So let's export this, maybe as SVG to improve the quality a bit. So yeah, we're just going to call this the watch heading. Okay. that's the watch heading. We are going to drag that into the project somehow. Okay. Alright, so we can close it out. Okay, so I think the same styling goes here as well. This will be our custom dark, and then with one F. Great. Okay, so this text on the other end, let's select them. Okay, they have their own like custom grayish kind of color. So let's select this one. So it's still the same, right? So I'm going to just do this. This has a reduce the opacity of 72%. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is good. We could play around with the X here. So it's particularly just, it's fine. Okay. So I think with that, we should have a very proper setup. Now that we've actually modified our Tailwind config, right? So we don't need to worry about it. Now we just need to restart the server. And now that the server is restarted, it's still restarting. So let's change the project name actually. So we can go over to our package.json, and where we're having, you can just copy that, put it in your global search. Where we're having project name, we can just call this the approval or something like that. Okay, so you do that, you create that, clear. You start a server, should be able to have your Apple Word as your project name. Good. Okay, so let's refresh this. So while that is happening, we can close out on the rest and close out everything. So pin this real quick, and what we're going to do, we're going to remove out the entire thing. We're just going to have the main tag right there. So yeah, so now that we're having the main tag, we need to think about the structure of the application, right? So we'll be having the navbar, right? So what we're going to do, we already have the navbar, so we're going to just import it. So whenever you clone from the starter branch, you already have access to a pre-built navbar. Just the default, we basically have to customize it to follow this pattern. So we're going to create inside of components a folder. In this folder, we can call it sections. So in these sections, we're going to be able to have like different sections and so on. So now we have, as you can see, we have the hero, we have the iPhone 15 Pro section and so on. So now let's create those. So now we have the hero. Okay. Nice. So we have the phone. So iPhone 15 Pro section, nice. And then we have the iPhone 15 section. So let's say maybe we can just, never mind, let's create a new file. Okay, so we have the iPhone 15 section, nice. Okay, so we have the watch MacBook section. WatchMac section. Okay, we have a WatchMac section. And then we have the iPadAirpod section. Then we have the card trading section. So we do here as the card trading section right here, and then we can do the CSS right there, and then we'll just make sure that we bring everything in. Alright, so I think we have the card section. Right, so what other section do we need? Right, so we have the card trading section, and then we need the carousel section, right? It's more like a display section, but then we just call it carousel section .css. So carousel section .css, right? Good. And then we have the footer, right? So everything here is a combination of the footer. So yeah, so that makes sense. So you're just going to have the footer section. Footer section right here. We have the CSS, and there we go. So that means everything here. So the very next thing we do is to make sure that we are arranging everything in the page. In the page.css, right? So in the app page.css, we just let's close out every other component. What we're going to do here is we're going to just grab it as is. So we have the navbar. The next thing we have here is the arrow, right? So that's the very next thing that we're having. So we have the arrow as the very next thing. So we're going to put here the arrow section. So we import it. And the next thing that we have is the iPhone 15 Pro section. Sorry. So iPhone 15 Pro section. And then we have the iPhone 15 section. Okay. So we have the WatchMac section. And then we have the card trading section. Sorry. And then we have the carousel section. And then we have the footer. Okay, so we just use everything here as the footer. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so if everything goes as planned, we should be able to have a very cool setup. Boom, there we go. So this is exactly what we are having so far. Right, we're back. So let's build up the navbar. And here we have. So when you open it up, you're going to have this kind of boilerplate setup, which is fine. And the next thing we're going to do is to obviously just make some adjustment to it, and it's going to be it's just going to be straightforward. So now we can see we have the icon. We have one icon here. We have two icons to the end, and then we have bunch of links. So that's something that we want to try to replicate, right? So yeah. So what we're going to do now is just going to go in here and start from the first icon, right? So here we have the link. So we just want to take that off. And let's comment that for now. I'm just going to use a div. Okay, /images/ then the first thing we have has to do with the Apple icon, which is this one, and it's white. This is an SVG. I'm just going to do okay. So that will be our Apple icon. So let's see if we are getting anything. Okay, not really. So what I think it's supposed to be here actually. Apple, let's see right there. Okay, so it's working. So we can't really see it because we're on a very white background. So in here, there's actually a special column to this thing. So let's select it. Okay, there we go. This is the color. So BG white, we're going to have that X code right there. And then we'll have to specify the opacity. As you can see here, the see-through is like 80%. So what you can do, you can use /80. Okay, nice. So you can see our icon is coming in as expected, right? And yeah, so that's it. You can notice we don't have things on the left side and we don't have things on the right side, right? So we just have, content in between. So that means what we're going to be doing is we're just going to leave this kind of empty, right? But then we want to make sure that whatever we're doing here has to follow the standard, right? So every of the link that I'll be playing with, I'm just going to copy this and obviously paste it here. And we'll comment that real quick. So we're going to just label them out. So I'm just going to create a data. I call it links. So links are going to have store, Mac, iPad, iPhone, and so on. So we're just going to have them. In the real life scenario, you might want to, in a production environment, and you have links to all of this, you might want to create an array of objects. But for now, I'll just be creating an array of strings. So we have the store, we have the Mac, iPad, then we have the iPhone, the Watch Vision, AirPod. Okay, we have the TV and all. We have the entertainment. Yeah, the accessories. Then we have the support. Okay, nice. So this will just be our links, right? So we can easily just map through the entire thing. So put in the entire paragraph element right within there, and we can specify our index as key. So key index. Okay. So whatever we have here will be the link. All right. So let's check it out. Okay. So by default, the color of the link, I think it's white. Okay, it's white but 80%. Okay, so we're going to do, I'm just going to take it off. Text white 80. Nice. So yes, I think that's actually it for then the size. From what I can see, let's select this. Okay, zoom in a bit. Oh, not the properties. That's so weird. All right, so we'll have to eyeball it then. So I think it's not really bold. From what I can see, those links are not bold, just like regular or something. For normal. Okay, nice. Something like that. Okay, so now the weights. Nice. Okay, yeah, so that's good. So the other thing that we want to do is to bring in the two other icons. One is search, the other is briefcase. Okay, so I'm just going to do this and put it around here and here. Search, let's see if we have search underscore icon. And then we will have the briefcase actually. Okay, so you can see it here. It's briefcase underscore icon. Okay, so yeah, so whatever we're having on this side, we just take it off. It doesn't really matter. All right, so that means we're taking all of these off. Okay, so yeah, so I think that's actually it for the most part. So every other thing that we should worry about has to do with the mobile version, right? So the mobile version for this basically has this kind of structure, right? So we have this, we have all of this before, but one thing that we do not have is this, right? So we don't really have this for the most part, right? So for us to be able to play around with something like this, right? So we have to bring this into the picture. So we have to bring this into the picture. So what we're going to do, we're just going to select it. Select that, export, preview. So we want to export this as, as an SVG right to there. So we export it. So this one will be, it's going to be our hamburger, to be honest. Okay, so let's go right into it. Take it back to downloads. Okay, so let's delete out all of those. Oh, okay. It's to delete, not show them up really. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we can put this within our project now. So what I'm going to do is to bring all of those, just one item, into images. So now that will be our hamburger for small screen devices. You can see for small screen on the other hand, we don't have a bunch of those links. I think those will come up when they click on this whatever, right? So under let's you hamburger. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need this. We need it here somehow. Okay, so test, they want it to be black and stuff like that. So don't need anything on the sign up. We'll fix that up. Okay, so now on the other end, we need the Apple icon, right? So we need that lets you Apple icon, which is this one. So you can take it and put it around here, right? So you can put it here. Yeah, take out the div, continue div. Then we have the Apple icon. So we still need the search and the briefcase and then the hamburger. So we can take all of this. Okay. So we need it around, so after the linking, after the menu, so we need a way to be able to separate. Okay, I think we already have it, right? So the image from anything on the right side. So anything on the right side is actually something like this, right? So yeah, we have the search, we have the briefcase, and then we have the little hamburger. So let's say what we have. Let's minimize this. Okay, so we have to change the background, by the way. So the background still has to be the same with what we're having on the desktop, right? So yeah, there's it. So we have this, and the see-through is 80%. So then we can actually just go ahead and change it right here at the hash right there, and we'll paste that in, and we have a little bit of opacity, and let's minimize again. Boom, good. And then we have the search, we have the little briefcase. We need to bring in our hamburger in. So for our hamburger, we'll not be using this, right? So we have images hamburger.svg right here. So when you click on this, they're going to have a bunch of text like that, and that means we have to make sure this is actually text white. Okay, so that will make the entire thing white. And the color of this close icon, we have to make sure that it's actually white. Nice. So you can use this to basically, like, trigger close, so you can see that we basically have, even when you click on it too much, you have it selected, but this is actually an unlikely scenario because you will hardly run into this issue on mobile device. But then what we can do is to make sure that nothing of this nature is actually selectable, right? So you can just come in here and just select none, wrap that around, select none, right? So that means no matter what you do now, nothing will be selected, right? So yeah, that's a little adjustment you can do. And also want to make sure that every content falls below the navigation. So how we can basically do that is simple. But before we do that, there's a spacing issue here. The spacing seems to be way too off. So let's check the design. The spacing we have in here, well, it looks quite the same to me. Right, let's say. Okay, can't really track it for some reason. But then let's see if it's the same again. Looks the same. We can just reduce it a bit. Let's look for ways to reduce it. I can say 50 pixels there. I'll just change that to 30. Okay, I did that to 30. Nothing is. I can't find a defect. Okay. No, not really here actually. There's a gap here. Oh, I mean this. Let's put this to 20. Okay, let's put it to 30. Yeah, something like that is fine. Something like that is just perfect. Yeah, something like that should be perfect. Right, so yeah. And also the items should be item center. I already have it here. Nice. Okay, any other problem? I don't think so. Okay, so I think that's good. So now what we'll have to focus on is the spacing in between here. So we have to make sure that everything here goes underneath, starting from the arrow section on mobile. So we're going to go to page. I'm going to go to somewhere around here, put a div around it. And we're going to just put everything within this div. So let's do empty 10. Okay, empty 16. All right, so that looks good, right, for now. Right, so we can worry about how we want to implement it in the desktop function. Right, so you can do empty 0 there. Nice. Okay. Okay, so I think that would be for the large one actually. So let's do large here. Nice. Okay, that's good. All right, so I think with that we've come to the valid end of this of the first section. So now let's want to implement the arrow section. So we're just going to come in here and let's close out on all of those and open up the arrow section. Then we can just pin it, since that's what we're interested in for the most part. And in this arrow section, we want to make sure the div is actually changed to section. And what we're going to do here is we can do two things, right? So we can actually just create a background image, right, and link it to it. We could do something else, right? So it depends. So, but for now, I think a background image would be the perfect thing, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a div inside of it, and not worry about the background image because we'll create that in a bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this height of 100 view height, which is each screen. That's 100 view height. And also, we're going to try to position this. It's going to be a flex. And we just want to justify content center, items, and actually, so that should position it around here. And also, that's all we need basically. So what we need, I think we basically have like an image here for the Vision Pro, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So let's select this. Yeah, so basically have that image. Okay, so we want to put the image there by the way. So let's do div. Okay, so this is the vision. Sorry, typo right there. And we need to bring the image in. So that's Vision Pro right here. So I'm just going to grab the name there. So it's a PNG right there. And the next thing I'm going to do is to just try to bring the text content into our implementation. Okay, so for us to bring the text content in, we have to do quite a few things, right? So what we have to do now is to obviously just create a wrapper around it. So you can put it here. And we can bring in our text, as you can see right here. Copy that, paste it right in there. And also we have some links. Okay. First one is learn more. Okay, so if we have chevron right or something like that. Okay, so the same thing we buy. So, but then we need to just give it proper style. So the text here is going to be link. Nice. And the same thing applies here, to be honest. Okay, so let's do, so we just have to duplicate this in a way. So this one will be by. Okay, flex gap 1 something and item center. So yeah, so that means the other one should have the same style as well. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we should have something kind of similar. So you can see we're having the text coming in as expected, and we need to make sure that they basically have this kind of over effect. Okay, so there we go. So we have to make sure that the icon is a little bit smaller, so it looks bigger. So let's do static size. Let's do 10. Okay, let's do 20. Okay, so 20 looks good, not bad. Yeah, 20 looks good. 20, around 20 or 10, 10 should be perfect. Alright, something like that. So I'm going to use the same size here. So that's nice. Okay. Alright, so one other thing we're going to do, we want to make sure that this thing is centered around here somewhere. So you have to make sure that that is centered. And the way we go about that, first of all, the size here is like 28. And is it bold? No, it's just regular. Okay, so flex, column, center, something like that. Something like that. Okay, so it seems the lend more and buy seems to be way down. So maybe we can use the MT2. Nice and so. Okay, so one other thing that we will do is, I love the fact that this is actually a full screen thing, but the problem with this kind of calculation is we already have the hamburger taking some size here, so it will not be a good thing for us to keep it as such. So yeah, so what we can do is to make some limitations, right? So we can do each screen. I might just like to use the calc. So height. Let's use the calc attribute. Okay, so we can just do calc right there. We can do the H screen, not a problem. Or minus like 300 pixels. Let's try that out. Okay, let's move that 100 view height minus 300 pixel. Let's see if we're okay. No, that's not coming in. There's a problem. Let's remove the spacing in between it. Okay, yeah, that should work. Oh no, for some reason it doesn't. There's a calc. Yeah, it seems somehow Tailwind doesn't recognize calc, or this value is not recognized. 300 in calc for some reason isn't recognized. Alright, so let's check it out. Tailwind calc. Okay, so we have one article here. Yeah, someone suggested this. Hey calc. Oh, okay. Actually a callable function. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. That's the reason why. Not the square brackets of this. Then we're on the right track actually. So let's over. Okay, so calc is coming through, which is good. But 300 is nowhere to be found. Let's do 300 pixel. Nice. Exactly. So that's it. So we have to get the exact height of our hamburger. So let's clear this out and select this. So the height here, as you can see from here, the width for now is 1920, but the width is actually inconsequential in this case, right? So we just need the height. So the height there is 56 pixel, as you can see. So what we want to do is to, instead of doing 300, we just need to do 56. Okay, so if we do that, we should be able to have something close to perfection, which is this, right? But now we want to take this is the the accurate mapping, but we want to take this to the top a bit. So what we're going to do is to obviously check the spacing between the bottom and somewhere around here. So that's like 54, or we just say 56 or something. All right, so we can do plus. All right, so yeah, it's more like 56 plus 56, something like that. That's 56 pixel. Okay. Minus actually. Yeah, that should take it to the top a bit. Nice, nice. So yeah, so that's basically something that we want to achieve. And even on the mobile corresponding thing, we want to achieve the same thing. Sweet. Alright, so the next thing is we need to bring our background picture into life. And the way we do that, we can just do that from the Tailwind configuration. I'm going to go to Tailwind configuration, and then here, I can put it here and do background image. Alright, so background image there. So the first thing, not background color, background. Let's type it properly. Background image. Here we go. Image. Okay. So what are we going to call this? We're going to call this hero. Okay. So we have the URL, and we're just going to have something like this. Slash images, slash hero, PNG, something like that. Right, so that should fix it. And next thing we're going to do is let's put a command there. Yeah, that's fine. And then we can have access to the BG now. So BG hero. Alright. So let's refresh that. Boom, there we are. Okay, so I want to make sure that this background does not repeat. Currently it's repeating. You can see this lady on this side, you can see it on this side, and so on. We don't want that kind of behavior. So the way we fix that is we can come in here and we can do BG no repeat. So that should stop the repetition. And we want to make sure that this background is actually centered, right? So you can just do BG center. Nice. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we're having, right? So we have this set up somehow. Okay. All right. So yeah. So it is centered, and yeah. So I think there's one other key problems, right? Kind of need it to be full. Yeah, BG cover. Okay, somewhere around there. Boom, there we go. So that basically covers, now it's covering the entire screen, right? So that makes sense a lot. So you can do this. So you can see it gets to a point, especially on the mobile side, that the width, the height of the thing changes, right? So that's the more reason we don't need this kind of setup. This one is good for large devices. So if it's not a large device, we might just have to do whatever, right? So you can just do each screen. For now, let's see. Okay. Another addition. So we might want to subtract it a bit. Okay. I don't like this white I'm seeing right there. Okay, that's not the problem. I'm thinking of using BG contain on mobile. Well, let's see how good that is. No, that doesn't work. So cover is still fine. And one just want to do H screen. Okay, maybe we should do some calc there. Okay, it seems this doesn't really do much, to be honest. It just makes it a little bit wider or something like that. So let's see where we're having that white thing. Oh, the gap with the hero. Yeah, I see. So now I think the problem is not coming in from here, which is fine. Can just do let's see what can we do that will make here good. Let's do a screen. Doesn't matter for now. Nice. So one thing we want to remove this. So I think that is actually in the page here. So the empty whatever should be limited, right? So we have to limit this on a mobile scale. So it is like 4 rem. So let's try out 3 rem. Okay, like that. Nice. Not nice completely. Let's do 3.2 rem, 3.1 rem. Perfecto. So that's it. So that just makes sense, right? So if we make it smaller and smaller and stuff like that, it's still good. We got it, right? So if we take it to a very small screen, the image is still centered and we still have everything that we're having, right? So, but one of the little additions I think is very important is the way these things are actually labeled, right? So we have to give them some spacing at the bottom. So there's no way I can really like picture this, but I can have something like close to 54 or something. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back to Euro, and what we're going to do here is we're just going to do at the bottom 54 pixel. Something like that. Nice. Right, nice. So let's check it on mobile. Sweet. So on mobile on the other end, I will kind of take it, kind of increase it a bit. We're just going to do PB, let's do 64. Let's make it bigger. Oh, 84. Nice. Nice. Okay. And also we need to put some padding in there. Yes, can be 4. Okay, text can be center. Can center this text like that. And leading can be tight. Sweet. Alright, so yeah, that kind of makes sense. So there we go. Then with that, we basically have a very proper hero section looking nice and clean. And yeah, that's it. So very interesting. We are moving into a different section. So this one would be the other section. So let's build that out. So we want to come in here. I'm going to close out everything. Go to page. And F15 section, good. We'll name this to section. Right, nice. Okay, so here it kind of looks very similar with what we had before. We could use a background image here as well. Right? Yes, I think we can. It just feels good to use background image. So let's do that. We're going to do something very similar as we've done in the hero section. but we'll just change the styling and stuff like that. Okay, so the text here is titanium. Okay, so we'll change the text. And we still have learn more and buy. Nice. Oh, learn more and buy here. Nice. So, and which other thing? So we have a text, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, it looks more clearer than the other one. So yeah, so we'll have to do this. So grab the text from here, and we can have it here. We already know that this is white fonts. So we want this to be bold. So what we're going to do is, where we've already like specified our font in the layout, we call this, we have a medium, then we have like bold, right? So we have normal, medium, bold. So we can use the bold to default that one to bold. And then the size is 54 pixels. Okay, something like that, right? So now we need to change, make sure that it's actually text centered. Okay, centered, sweet. And also this is actually having this color. Do we already have that color somewhere? Oh, that's the custom way we have it. So you can say text custom white. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we have the white, we have this. So the next thing we have to do, we have to change the background to match the image we have in here. So I think the name of that image, you have to check it real quick. Is this? So I'm just going to grab the name here and go to my Tailwind.config and go iPhone 15 Pro. So instead of BG hero, gonna be that. So let's say, where's that? Okay, nice. Okay, but one of the problem I see here is the positioning of the text, right? So we have to make sure it's on top and not below, right? So if it's on top, we can visualize it more, and actually that's all the design states. So here we can actually visualize it more, and at the same time we can play around with other things, right? So yeah, so that just makes sense. Okay, so we're just going to continue. And the way we do that is we've already used it like something like item center or items end to do the positioning. But now I think we just need a little bit of things, right? So okay, so let's look for wherever we are having the end test. Okay, so we have the items in here, so actually item start. Okay, so one of the addition would be a way for us to be able to take this one down a bit. Well, there are a couple of ways we could do that, and we could just add like a margin there to take it down. Let's check the spacing in between. 55. Okay. Okay, so we have that, and pattern top. Okay, good, nice. So you can see, we can see that the image is coming in nice and clean as expected. And we can actually minimize this, and let's check it out on mobile. You can see it's looking very clean. On mobile, not a problem. On desktop, looks nice. Okay, so now we've been able to build out the other section. And this is a good thing, right? Because when you build out things like this, you're matching the design as you know, as expected. And that's actually gives you should give you some level of, you know, chills, right? So so yeah, so that's good. And also, yeah, I just noticed a little bit of an issue. It's on the navigation. I kind of feel that the sizing, not really, it's the same. The spacing is quite the same, so no problem about that. So, all right, team, so let's build out the other part. So we have the iPhone section. So what we're going to do here is very similar. All right, so we're going to just have this section built and obviously modify the text and then the items in. So we can go here and copy everything, paste it here. So let's import this guy. Okay, so instead of text wise, it's going to be custom black. Okay, same here. Still black. So this one will be 15, and this will be the text. Okay, so we have to make sure that we are able to bring in the device, which is this one, into our Tailwind configuration. So go back to our tailwind.config.cs. So we'll just make a duplicate of this guy, and here I can paste that in. So that means in this section, we can just paste in that, and it should be ready. Boom, it's ready. So just like that, we're able to achieve like 3 screens, looking exactly very similar, and responsiveness top notch. Right, so yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, so there we go. And the next thing that we're going to do is to look into the watch and the MacBook section, because these are like 2 different things, right? So let's see how we can build that out. Okay, all right, so I think we could have just built this into a component, because I can see the use like in most places, in every place actually. Yeah, but that's fine, something you can do in your free time. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to try to build out this section, watch MacBook. Okay, so here you're just going to have like a section. So this section is going to have like 2 enclosing divs. Okay, and the first day we have this, and the other one we have this. We could just do a grid system. So that's to tell you that this has to be a grid. So as you can see, the mobile one has to be this and this, right? This just is all stuck. So grid columns 1 and the grid columns 2. So that means on a medium devices upwards, it's going to have like, it's going to be on 2 columns, right? So yeah, I think for now that is good. So what we need to bring in here is the different images, right? So let's do image So we're going to call this the watch, and we'll call the other one. So let's have the watch heading. Oh, that's a watch heading. We need the actual watch though. So this is the Apple Watch. Okay, nice. Okay. Okay, so now there's a question, right? So are we going to use like an image here or something else, right? So I always feel that for cases like this, images are, background images are best, right? So you could do it, not that it's impossible, but I just feel like you can't just, because if you want an overlaying text on top, you should just use it as a background image. So I'm just going to copy this, going to go back to our Tailwind. So I'm going to duplicate that here. I'm going to call this watch. So we have the watch. Then we have the MacBook, right? So MacBook. So the MacBook is going to be, let's look for the exact name, MacBook Pro. Okay, so MacBook underscore Pro. I just saw a kind of naming consistency with the Apple Watch. So we have to make sure that the Apple Watch itself, Apple underscore watch. So yeah, that's good. Okay, so now let's go to one of these components. Okay, so what we're going to bring in here is the watch. So we have to modify this a bit. So the other one is the MacBook Pro. Okay, so then we'll look for it, paste it here. So we don't need to do all of this anymore. So anything you want, you can put it here as a text, right? So that will not be a problem. Okay, so you can see we're having it very clean, right? So whatever it is that we are needing, like this guy, so we'll use the same thing that we're using in the navigation to do this at least. Right, so let's check that out. So this one will be item starting, both are actually item start, so that's nice. And one other thing I think I need is this structure. Let's copy it and paste it in here. Okay, so we're just going to change the naming. Okay, so and then we're going to use the watch. Of course, that's going to be the watch heading. So watch adding that. Okay, we have it as SVG. Okay, nice. So here we have a custom white. Okay, nice. The distance between here and here is like 59. Sweet. Okay, so then we have that, right? So that makes sense. So then one of the things that we could do here is when we put it on mobile, you can see it's looking nice and clean and it's stacked. Great. And the other thing we do is to make sure that this one is having its own heading and stuff, right? So we can grab all of this. Not really. All of this, I think. So yeah, so we'll grab the text here. And also, the one that's having like black text or whatever is the abbreviation section. So we can use that one. Okay, so we have it there. We just want to make sure that the text makes sense. Okay. All right, nice. You can see that both of them are coming in nice and clean. Sweet. Okay, so we basically have all the different sections that we've worked on so far, which is looking good. It's looking good, by the way. And we can actually play around with the other part, right? So we have something like this. Okay, so now I think instead of copy and pasting the entire thing, it's becoming stressful. We are going to make sure that we are using the main thing, right? So we're going to build it into a separate component and have it reused, right? So you can have a theme, black and white, or whatever. So that will be way easier to maintain than having it everywhere. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to just under common, we're going to create a new file. We call this heading. So it's going to take in a prop. So that prop would be whether it is black or white, right? So we're just going to go over them and try to declare some sort of interface for it. Okay, so type. So type can actually just be white or black. Okay, so we need a title, and then we need a description. Okay, so that will be our prop. And also we just need the background image actually, right? So if we want to add maybe padding top. So we can do padding top, and then the background image will be anything that we specify here, right? So okay, no, just the heading. We're not doing anything else. We just need the heading. Yeah, so just the heading is fine. So then we can bring this in here. And we can destructure the type, title, put that there, description. So this can actually just be optional, by the way. Okay. So let's see. This part. Okay, so I think one other thing that we are missing in the heading is sometimes there's no title, but there's an image on top, right? So we have something like an image heading or something like that. It's going to be a string. Well, it's the optional. So some don't have title, some just have that instead of the title. So they'll both be optional. And I can destructure that. Okay, like so. And okay, so if image heading, you want to use what we are doing in the Watch MacBook. So you can grab all of these and just paste it here actually. Okay, so we import this, and then we have the image, right? So whatever image, you just put it here. So it's image heading URL. So heading. Okay. So and then we have, if we have that, that means we need the description for some reason. Okay, this will be the description. Nice. So yeah, we have to know if the type is white or black or whatever, right? So whenever we are having a custom white laid out, we might just want to change the structure of it, right? So we have, yeah, so we have that. And here we're going to use the Tailwind CSS utility. And come in here. Let's try to import it. So if you type is equal to white, then we can do this, right? Okay, nice. All right. So the padding top is whatever is being placed in here. You can just do 55 pixels by default. And if they specify anything, which I doubt, we can use the scene utility to render that. Okay, there's nothing. Right, so if you specify that, we can use it to override what we already have, but by default, you can just have header this. No, it's fine. You can leave it there. So on the right, so on the contrary, okay, so there are cases where we just need a text, right? Just need a text. So we're doing the text in the case of iPhone 15 or something. So let's see, we're in the text here. Nice. So we're going to copy this. Okay. If not, if tight here. Alright, so we come here and we put the title here. And here we'll come in here and put the description. Okay, and also one of the things I will worry about is the type, right? So here, that means that we'll be using the CN utility. So you can come in here and use CN. Okay. So if the type is equal to white, we do that. Okay, here will now be custom white. So also the same thing that we're going to do here. So we can do CN. Okay, so we have the custom white. Okay, something seems off. What could that be? Okay, this is fine. We type equal to white. Do this, has do this, then close it. Then close that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think that kind of answers the question. Right, so regarding the paragraphs, we just use this. Right, so close this one. And we can put that there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to now use this heading in this different setup. Right, so okay, so we can see we already have an AD component coming from Lucy React and stuff like that. So I think we should name our component better. Okay, so you can just do card heading, something like that. So let's change that to card heading. Let's export card heading. And then we have it here. So you can only import it from one source, which makes sense. Okay, so next we can see we need to pass in everything that we need, like the type. Okay, so the type here is actually white, so okay, so type. What else? Image heading URL, does it have? Yeah, it does have one. So this is it. Copy that, paste it in here. What else? Title. It doesn't have a title, but it does have a description. So which is this. Okay, what else? That's all actually. Alright, so then with that we can remove this. So let's refresh and make sure everything is still okay. Okay, nice. You can see we still have everything as is, which makes sense with less code. So we're going to do the same thing for this one. Okay. This has like title on the other end. Text here is actually black. It doesn't have this, it has a title. So that title is just this guy. Description. Okay. Oh, title is this. This is actually the description. Okay, yeah. So I think that's that. So you can remove all of these guys. Sweet. Nice. So this is how good reusable components are. Makes work, much more easier for you. And I would like to extend this to other parts of the apps as well, like this one. Right, so we can just put it here. So use the card edit. Okay, so here we have the title like this. Okay, so here we have the title. Then there's the description. Okay, the good thing about reusable components is that you can make changes within this card heading, and it reflects everywhere. So that makes work way much more easier for you. So that here is actually black. Very easy, right? Very easy, just saves you stress. So this is actually the iPhone 15 section. We just refactored it. Boom, we still have everything as is, like nothing has changed. So we have to refactor the iPhone 15 Pro section to follow the same pattern. Okay, so this one on the other end is type white. Okay, so this is the title. Just add Pro here, and this is the description. Just import. Nice. So here we basically have a very smooth refactoring, which makes sense, right? So let's say if the card heading is imported, it's already imported as a fresh. Nice. Okay, I think with that we've been able to have a proper reusable heading. So if we go to maybe the iPad section and the iPod section, it's just going to be a breeze. The same thing with the cards. So now let's go to iPad and the AirPod sections, and obviously just build it out, as this. Okay, so let's go to iPadAirpod section. It's almost the same thing with this one. So we could have that kind of setup, WatchMac I mean. So just going to copy everything here and paste it in here. Paste it here. And the name. Okay, nice. So here we need to play around with the title. Okay, so here this basically has like the type is white, right? So we have to make sure that we have all of these images in the background as well. But now let's focus on the title first. So here we have a title, right? So there's no like image or anything. We just have something like this across. So here what we have in here is iPad. Okay, so it's black, so no problems about that. So we'll grab the text from here, and we can just paste the text in here. So here, text in here, and AirPods Pro, that's the title, we put it here. Okay, so yeah, so this type here is actually white. Okay, nice. So next thing we do, we just go to our Tailwind configuration, and we want to make sure we are plugging in the iPad as well as the AirPod, right? So let's do that. This will be iPad. Okay, the other one, AirPod. Okay, so here in our images we have the AirPods Pro. Okay, so you come in here and we'll just do AirPod underscore Pro, the PNG, and the iPad. Let's see if we're having our iPad ready. iPad.png. So here we just do iPad.png. Okay, so now we can be able to play around with the setup, and we go back to the iPadAirpod section, and in here we want to use iPad and the other one AirPod, right? So with that, I think this section, yeah, that section should be ready, right? So that section should be ready now, and let's refresh again. Okay, can't find it. iPadAirpod section. Why is that? Is that included in the page? Oh, okay, it wasn't. We have the WatchMac. Yeah, we have the iPadAirpod section actually. Okay, I just included it. Let's refresh it. Boom, there we go. You can see how simple it is for us to make these replications. You know, they're really looking nice and very modern, right? You can see the dot in between. It makes sense a lot. Okay, so yeah, I think this just gives you an idea of how you build out applications like this, make them really look awesome and stuff like that, right? So yeah, I think we have all of the setup for this section. Now we can move into this other section, right? So for us to build this, we're just going to make a replica of, let's find both images. Once we have these two images, boom, we are done, right? So let's do that. So we'll go back to our tailwind.config. Here is a card, the other one is trading. Okay, so let's do, okay, the card. Let's see if we have any card. Card.png. Okay, we have card. We have card.png. So the other one will be trading. Okay, so trading.png, nice. Okay, we're just going to make a copy of this and take it here and put it here and make sure we change the name there. Remove all of this. So everything basically matches the same setup, right? So we just have to change the name. Oh, okay, there's a little bit of changes here. Okay, I think we have the card. I don't know if we have this as an image actually. That will be a problem. We didn't account for icon, but then we're going to do that. So title is card and description is this. Okay, title is card. The type is actually black. Okay, So we have to specify an extra this thing called icon. So as icon. Okay, so the same thing we'll do here. If you have icon as well. So the text here will be trade in, and a description, something like that. So this will be trade in. Okay, let's remove that one, doesn't make much sense. Okay, and also, yeah, something has changed. If you noticed, right, the text here is no longer learn more or buy. It's just see what you can say with the device. So now we need to put in a link text. Okay, so we'll put this inside there. Okay, so now all we have to do is to go into the card editor, and then we are taking in two things, right, which is optional. So the string and as icon. So they are both optional. So now let's fix the link text first. So we import it. Okay. So the next thing we do is for the link text. Right. So we have a link text. We don't need to do all of this, right? So okay, if we don't have a link test, we can do this, but if we do have a link test, we're going to do something similar. Okay, yeah. If we have a link test, we'll just put the link test in here and forget about the other one. Okay, so this one will just be justify center. Okay, so one of the things that is causing error is the Apple. Yeah, this is not really a. Oh, I see. So this is not really like a string. It's a boolean, right? So this is going to be a boolean, right? So if we have it, we need to use it, right? So if there's an Apple icon, it's only relevant for cases where they have like a title, right? So that means we have to make this a div, and also we put it before the title. So if we have something like that, okay, if we have something like that, we need to bring in the Apple icon. Okay, image slash images slash. Okay, so here we have something like Apple icon before Apple underscore. Yeah, we do, but this was actually white, so we need to duplicate it and make it black. So how do we do that? So we need to look for the fill somewhere and modify the fill. So fill here is just white, so we have to modify the fill to be black, something like that. Nice. So then we can just say that it's already black. And the thing we do here is we can do Apple icon black SVG. So let's say okay. So there we go. We kind of see it strangely, right? This and this is actually white, by the way. So let's fix that. We can close this out. And we are under the thread here. So the PG, okay, so that's nice. So here, sorry, okay, so the background here is actually iPad and, oh sorry, this one has to be card and this one has to be trading. Okay, oh, trading for some reason is not coming up. So trade, okay, so trade underscore in the PNG. Okay, trade in. Typo there. So fix it. Okay, sweet. Okay, so one thing that we can fix is the icon. It's way too off. Right. Okay, so let's go back to our heading, isn't it? So go back to the heading component and so we already have this as a div and okay, we can have like a common here, div flex. Okay, so the size of this for some reason looks very thicker, very big, right? So let's give it a very good size. 20 pixel, 40 pixel, something like that. So, and also we need to specify some gap. Well, there's not really like there's no significant gap in between, but I think we can add something so it doesn't look too clustered. Okay, so flex item center. Gap 2. Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Something like that looks very good. And also we have to justify center. Okay, sweet. Okay, so this one looks too black compared to what I'm saying, right? So let's see, here's a way for us to change it. Not really. So this is supposed to be black specified. Okay. Well, I don't think that's a problem. Let's remove those. Yeah, paragraph has its own paragraph. Nice. Okay, I think that's good. That's really good. So with that, we basically have a proper setup with our car, trading, iPad, AirPod, watch, MacBook, and so on. So I think with that, we've actually built out in a very cool feature. The next thing you want to play around with a carousel like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check around for a very good package we could use. I think Shadcn actually has like a very good carousel. But the problem with the Shadcn carousel is the fact that it doesn't really allow us to, show something out like this or something. So yeah, we're just going to look for some very good packages. All right, so I think definitely we'll be utilizing the Shadcn carousel, right? So why I think this is actually a perfect match is because it's actually built on top of the Embla carousel. It's a separate library of its own for managing carousels and stuff like that. And when I go in there, I can actually see that we have something very cool to what we are expecting from the design, right? So we have one going off and the other one going off by the side. And then we have the main one in view and stuff like that. And it basically has this autoplay feature as well as auto scroll and stuff like that. So I think we are more interested in the loop kind of thing, right? So you can go there and you can see, right? So I think there's actually a special type that we can specify, and then it'll give us access to that kind of implementation, right? So yeah, for us to be able to do this, we have to set the carousel up, and the way we set the carousel up is by copying this code right here and doing the installation. So we're going to duplicate. Just going to create a new window from that, and I'm just going to paste this in there. So you're going to install the carousel. It's going to take a couple of seconds as usual, and when it is done installing, we need a way to be able to reference it, right? So we have all of this set up here, and we have this, and we have this, and we have this, and we have this, right? And we have something like this as well, right? So these are everything that we can play around with, but for now we need the basic setup, right? Which is something like this. So we can click on the code here, and in here we can see that all that is needed is you need the imports right here. I know it's using some cards and cards content, but don't worry, I don't think we'll be using those. So we're going to go over okay, let's go back. This is a separate section. I think we have a component called the Carousel section, so we just have to rename this to section. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring all of those imports in. So I'm just going to grab all of this and put them in here. Nice. And also I'm just going to grab everything from here and put it here, right? So we don't need card content or whatever, right? So we just need hello, maybe text or something. And also we need a list of our images, so we can just do our images. We can just have an array and do images, right? So images slash, so the first image will be Carl. We have Carl 0, we have Carl 1, and then we have Carl 2. Okay, let's rename this properly. I think it's just Carl. Yeah, so Carl 0, Carl 1, Carl 2. Okay, so let's do Carl, I think it's underscore 0, PNG. So that's the first one. This would be the second image, and then we can actually add a third. All right, so you can look through all of this. All right, and then we just do this, right? So we could bring our image in, so you can forget about the image. Try the source is just going to be img, something like that. Img source, that'll be our image source. Yeah, so yeah, we have something like that. So you can play around with the width and height and stuff, but the bottom line is, let's just make sure that it works. So the installation is done and it's done. So let's see if we can refresh this. Okay, so here we have it. So you can see we have our little minor carousel right there. This is good, not bad. All right, so now we have to kind of worry about this. Let's click on this edit code. Let's check it out, what we're having. Okay, I don't want to really edit the code, I just want to view the structure of it. What is loop? Loop. And in the API, yeah, something like that. So let's check the options. So we have the loop option right there. So the type is boolean, enables infinite looping, embler will apply, translate x, translate y, and so on. Okay, so we just add a loop there. Okay, carousel here, loop. Loop is through. This is supposed to be added to what exactly? That's tricky. Oh, as part of the options, loop through. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's a way we can do this. We can put it within the carousel. Okay, so we can just do, I think instead of plugins, we are going to have options, I think. Okay, let's see. Let's check everything that the carousel has, all the properties it's having. So it has opts, which are options. Okay. How do we have a loop? Ah, that's great. Okay, we do. Like you have to look through how that works. So let's refresh and refresh that again. Okay, nice. So we want to be able to like show some, some of the elements. I'm not sure like how many, 2 in a row or something. Okay. Should be a very simple way to show 2 values. Just talking about sizes and stuff like that. I can't just get it. Let me just get a code. Quick sandbox. Let's check it out. Okay, so I think it's still loading up. Okay. Trying to, we have the embler carousel right here. So this one. Okay. Okay, so wait for it to just load up. I want to check something real quick. But I think there are a lot and lot of setups here, right? Libraries like this should just make things easier, not complicate things actually. Okay, So wait for it a bit to set up. And so I think 3K, installing one of 8 packages, should be ready in no time. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this is something I want to achieve actually. Visit on GitHub. Okay, what forward? Yeah, something like this is just fine by me. So we have the slides. The slide is like number, whatever. Okay. So this is slides. And then we have the options. So slides is like 5. Okay. And then we have a different slides. Oh, these slides count. Okay. Okay, an array of whatever, then we have the options. So loop is through like the way I just did that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go back to the inbox carousel. And what I'm going to do here, what I see, we have lots of dots, which is fine. And I'm more concerned about this setup. Okay, envelope viewport. We have lots of classes. CSS base. Oh no, I hate this already. No. It's too many freaking setup, to be honest. It should just be a very easy thing to do. No. Seems it's just a manipulation with CSS, and that's not a good. It's not a good one. Could we use this without setting up? Does Embla has its own like CSS thing? Okay. Okay. So the carousel. Oh no. Okay, so I understand they're using some slide numbers and the class name in order. What else? No, I don't like this. Okay, so let's play around with what we have. Let's try to figure it out on our own. Alright, so let's do with 80%. Or 80 viewed. Okay, let's put that in the carousel content. Okay. Okay, with full max weight extra small. So let's take that off. Okay. Yeah, so we have a very large spacing. Let's control that. Let's fix the spacing issue. Yeah, maybe we'll move this one off. Let's see if we can have a complete 100%. Oh, I see. So one thing I think a very clever way for us to do this is we could do 90%. It will be closer. And we could do 99% view width. Not good. Not good, not good, not good. Where's the 50? Okay, 50 looks close to perfect. But no, this is not the behavior that I want actually. No, not good. Not good, not good, not good. So options, what are the relevant options that we might have? So I'm curious. So options is carousel options. Let's open up the type. It's use carousel parameters. Parameter, what the hell is this? So parameters here and there. Nah, not helpful. Let's check out the docs where we're having the parameters for the options. So this is the loop. This in view threshold, nice. Enables infinite looping, enable will apply translate S. Okay, no. This in view threshold, yeah. This is the intersection observer threshold option that will be applied to all slides. Okay. We have skip snaps. We have slides to scroll. Watch, what the hell is watch slides? Embed market watches the container for added. No, that's not good. Active. Okay, let's do in view threshold. Let's do 1. Let's do 1 and see that. Let's do 2. Oh, threshold must be between 0 and 1. No, not really. So we don't really need it. He's using some slide here. Not too critical. I'm just wondering why we are not seeing the exact value. Okay, so I think I figured it out. So what we're having there is just a very crazy way it's been set up. So to control the size, you have to use the basis, right? So here you can see we're giving on large devices, we're giving it, they're giving it like 33%. This is one third of the 100% width, right? But on small devices, we're just using, half of the full width, which is like 50%. Okay, so now for us to be able to achieve something that we want to achieve is that we can either do basis 1, which is 3/3, and this will work well in um, in big devices. While small device we're going to have like full stack up solution like this. Nice, right? You can see we have the other side a little bit off, right? So one other thing that I think we can do is a way we can control the height. Right, let's see if we could be able to control the height. So what I've done is I just made a change, just added this class there. Let's see if we can work alongside the height. Okay, we made height 4. Let's try this inspect. Oh, okay. So this image for some reason has some spacing on the bottom. So let's check if I think it's more of the image thing than any other thing, right? So let's see. This is the image actually. Okay, let's say the flex basis. We need to kind of make it grow as well, right? It seems not to be growing. Yeah, it just happens to this image, which is very weird. It's cut off at the bottom. Some of this. As the flex grow. That doesn't help at all. Flex grow is not. It's not doing good. Okay, so this is how it is by default. So we have this one at the middle, which is fine. And then this image. So if we take off that image, we can see we fine. Let's just second image here. So what I want to debug now is that, oh, it's more of the image fault or image problem than any other thing. So one thing I can do, I think is very relevant, is let's grab this image again, maybe without, oh, okay, maybe I grabbed an image and there was a padding at the, some padding bottom or something like that, which is so weird. So what I can do is maybe I can use the plugin here. I'm just going to grab plugins, plugins, export original image. So I'm going to load up that plugin and select this image again one more time and export. Okay, good. This looks good, right? So that image is so large, so I think we have to optimize it a bit. So just going to go to Squish. Okay, so we need to bring that 1 MB image into it, and this should just reduce it for about 50 to 60%, or in some cases 90%, well, let's say. Yeah, I think we have over 94% reduction, and there's no change in quality. See how good this tool is? So you can download that, and okay, we can have this Carousel 2. Carousel 2, the JPG. So we have to delete this one. Oh, actually one. So we have to rename this. Rename this to 1, and we'll just put it here. So we have to delete this one. Oh no, we deleted the wrong one. I'll delete this one. Okay, what is going on? Carl_2.jpg. Carl. That's correct actually. Okay, so I'm just going to refresh this. Oh, that's 1 actually. It's 1. Sorry about that. Okay, so you can see it was actually the image issue. So now it's filled up, which makes sense. Okay, now we've been able to achieve what we have on the design, which is crazy, right? So yeah, so this is exactly how we go about that. And on the mobile, we can see that it still looks very good. So, but then I think we have a scrollable. Oh, we have to remove that shape in there. Okay, so let's close this out. And previous and next, we don't need that for now. Let's take that off. Nice. Okay, so now we need a way to be able to show the indicator. So we need to build out all of this, right? So we need to be able to build out all of this, and also with the next. So first we need a way to show the indicator. So let's check the documentation real quick. Okay, so we have slide 1 out of 5. And here on the other end, we just have to do 1 to 3, depending on the size. And then we'll know the one that's active or not active. So we can use this custom to do it. Since we already have this, we can build it. So now we can come. Okay, so we have set current. We have the set API thing. Oh, very nice. All right, so we need all of this state. We need the count. We need all of these things and stuff like that. So I can just copy the entire thing. So let me grab the type first. And again, just remove all of those and paste it in here. So the other thing I need here is all of this setup, all these states. So you can grab those and put it here at the top level. Alright, so now that we have that, we can actually use the use effect from here. You can grab this and put it somewhere around here. So we have to import the use effect hook. Okay, so now we have access to the current, the count, and so on. So yeah, so what I was checking again is, okay, let's check the code out. Okay, so we can see this current and then the count. So we use this one to display whatever we have in here. So I think I can export this, each of this guy. We use this one for active state. We use this for inactive state. Okay, we can just create a circle. It doesn't matter. So we give it a width of 8, height of 8, and then this color. Now let's view that. So we need to, since we're using the effect hook, use effect hook, we can just convert this to a client component by using the use client declarative. And yeah, there we go. So we have the carousel, which is fine and perfect. And one other thing I would check is this slide is actually outside of the carousel. It doesn't have to be inside. So which makes sense. Okay, so here I can just create a div. Okay, so you can create a div there. So in here, we need a way to be able to create a circle. So this is a circle. It has a width of 8 pixel, right? 8 pixel. 8 pixel is actually, let's do 8 pixel. Height here of 8 pixel. Okay. And then we have the background of 80. So this depends, right? So if the state is active, we know what to do. But if it is not, so that means we have to wrap this under the CN declarative, so we can be able to render it dynamically. So in here, if the state, if the count, we're going to loop through all of this count. So you can just do, if the current Okay, how do I know the size? Oh, okay. Now that is tricky. Very tricky. So if we put this though, I wanted to track the index. Okay, it's fine. It's still fine. So what we can do is we can have the array set up, right? So we have to make sure that we're using this, we're looping through that for some reason. Images, dollars, map. Okay, so we can do img, we can do the index, and we can grab all of this from here and put it here. Alright, so that means we have access to the image, which we're not going to use, by the way. We just need the index, right? So we can know which one is current or not by the index, right? So yeah, so that means if the index is equal to current, we just want to make sure that the bg so now let's see, this is a little bit darker, is pure black, so bg black /80. Let's try this one out. bg black is 42, so this one will be bg black but 42. So I'm just going to do bg black /42. Does that work? It doesn't work. Damn it. Okay, so bg black 42. That should just work. This works though. bg black, am I missing anything? bg black is a thing. Then we don't have 42, but we do have 40. All right, let's do 40. It's fine. Okay. All right, let's check it out. We're having good. Okay, it doesn't change though. But let's see. So we have rounded full. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we can use this as a flex, and we can make this bigger. I think it's way bigger than 8 pixel that it looks like. It's 8 pixel, but I feel it's just bigger. So now let's make it a little bit bigger than the 8 pixel, and let's do something around 10, 12 pixel. Okay, seems to be too much. Let's use 10 pixel, that's fine. So if the index is actually, if it's the current, we can do 80. Okay, so set current, set API. Oh, okay, we're missing that. Okay, so this one we have the set API, the carousel itself. Okay, so the count. Okay, you can see, boom. So the first one though, okay, June. So you can see it's already changing from the looks of it. All I have to do now is to make sure that this is positioned at the center, and the spacing between this and this, let's just say for 10. Okay, 14 pixel. Okay, so one that doesn't work well is the first. So the first doesn't really have the okay. So I want to check something real quick. Let's have a tag there. So let's get the count. Let's get the count. Let's get the current. Let's do the index. Okay, so no, let's forget about it. Let's just do this too. So the current actually here, the current is 1 because this is the 1 in view, not 0. But yeah, this is now the third one. That's tricky. Let's refresh again. Okay, refresh now, scroll down. So the current by default is 1. Yeah, now I see why it doesn't work like that. Okay, so 1. Current here is 2. The current here is 3. Okay, 2 count. Okay, so we have 3 counts. We have 3 counts, which is fine. Yeah, so we need the index of maybe current -1. Let's check that out. Nah, it doesn't work. It does work. Boom, it does work actually. So now what I've been able to do, let's scroll up. Let's refresh this. So the first one, right? So we have the first one active. So when you scroll here, we have the second active, which is now the current. When you scroll here, we have the third active, which is now the current. Yeah, so I think that actually just solves it. So we can take this out of here. And we're going to basically have a very cool setup here. We're going to have our divs. Right, I'm going to have this one as well. So the div will be responsible for all of those things. So we have a background of like white or something, which we already have by the way, so it's fine. Okay, so we have to display that lets you play button. So that play could actually just trigger autoplay for us, right? So we need to have a state to manage that as well. Okay. So it seems off here for some reason. What is going on? Oh, okay. It's working, but just seems off. As autocomplete is not working. Auto pretty file, whatever, doesn't work. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Yeah, because I really don't know why autocomplete is not working. That means something is a little bit messed up. So this is carousel, the other one is section. Let's check it out. It doesn't work on this page. That's so weird. Alright, no problem, that's not our fault. So let's focus on the things that we can control. So we pass the div there. And in here we're going to have so we have the play icon. Okay, it's actually an SVG, so let's check that out. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is to position this. To justify between. Sweet. And also, we need to know the spacing between here and here, which is like 10 pixels or something. Okay, nice. So what about to the left? 34. Okay, so now we need a way to figure out how we can have, like, an autoplay feature attached to this one. Right, so we can do so we have the pointer and autoplay, right? So let's see. Okay, so we have this, we have autoplay. Oh, okay, okay, that means we have to put in a plugin or something. Okay, so we import. So this is another plugin, so I think we have to install it for some reason. So yes, we have to do npm I, then we'll just paste that in there. So it uses a separate plugin for the autoplay, which is not bad, not bad. Wait for it to download. And we're just going to, what I'm going to do is we can be able to hide this by default depending on the, on a set, right? So let's say use autoplay. I'll just do autoplay. Okay, so we have the autoplay, then we can set the autoplay, right? So when you click on the button, it's just going to toggle on the autoplay. So that means we should be able to have like a pause button or something. Maybe in this case, we don't really have a pause icon, but then we can just have like stop or something. It should be a test. And yeah, I think that's good. Stop. Let's do test red 500. Okay, so if we don't have an autoplay feature, we can allow them to play it. So on click, so we'll put the on click here actually. Click in there. So we're just going to set autoplay. So we're just going to toggle it. Nice. So use that for the toggle, which is fine, right? We can use that one to just basically toggle around it, and yeah. So that will now determine what we do Okay, body can remove this one. Right, so we can come in here and say autoplay not bad. Oh, okay, that's not spread correctly. So this autoplay. Alright. So yeah. Save autoplay. Do this. Let's do that. Okay, so autoplay has been enabled, and now you can see it's automatically playing, and that's good. It has some 2 seconds delay, which is fine. And then I think we can actually stop it. We can come here and just click on that to stop the autoplay. Let's try to replay it again. Boom, there we go. So I think that's something that we really wanted to achieve. But one cool thing I would do is to make sure that the cursor pointer can just, house this to the upper div, so it covers both the paragraph as well as the image actually. Nice. I think we've been able to build out a very good scrolling system, and it has autoplay by default. You can be able to control it and stuff like that. And also we can just do stop, right? It started again. Nice, you can do stop. Okay, so no matter where you are, you can just start. So that's the 2 milliseconds, not 2 milliseconds, 2 seconds delay. It starts to move by itself. Nice. Now you can stop it. Okay, now you can move it yourself. Perfect. So I think that's actually a very cool one for us to do. And one of the things that we'll do here is we'll just move on to build out the last part, which has to do with the footer section. Right, so I think that makes sense. Let's move now into the footer section. Okay, so close out all of this, come in here, go to the component, go to sections, go to the footer section. So in here, I'm just going to name this to section. Okay, so let's make sure that everything here, all the loops that we've used within the carousel section, let's make sure that, oh, there was no key here. So whenever you loop, forget your key. So let's make sure that all the looping that we've done so far, they all have a loop, a key index. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, nice. Okay, all right, so we'll go back to the footer. And for the footer, we have like a huge text. Okay, we can just grab all of those as one single text actually. Don't worry about. Okay, so yeah, let's just use them as a single text. We use the text custom black. Okay, just like that. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't want to like separate or something like that, but I just think what we have now works best. Okay, so now we want to build out this part, this side of things, and we have to just have like loads and loads of data. Okay. Okay, so I think a very good way to approach this. Then the data is way too much, right? So let's do shop line data. So we have the store, have the Mac and the iPad. Alright, so we have the iPhone and the rest. So we have the watch, we have the vision. Let's go into all of this. So we'll take one of the C's off. So Apple Wallet data, we have the wallet, we have the Apple Card, we have the Apple Pay, and the Apple Cash. So we have the final store. Continuous bar. We have today at Apple. We have today at Apple. Then we have the Apple Camp. Apple Store app. Career days at Apple. Order status. Shopping up. Okay, so we have, okay, so come here, account data, so manage Apple ID, poster account, iCloud account. Nice. So we have the entertainment data. So use a lowercase here. here we have the Apple one. So we have the Apple TV Plus. Okay, so I think we have the arcade, we have the fitness plus. Okay, so we have the Apple Store that has already been done. Then we have to move into for business, for education, for healthcare, and so on. So we have the for education data. So we'll do for healthcare. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, so very last set of things. Okay, so and finally we have the about Apple data. All right, so I think with that we've basically, we basically aligned everything that we are needing. And also we need to build one component that basically has like a title, and then boom, you can render out whatever you want to render in terms of the list and so on. Yes, I think that will be best. So let's build our component. Okay. Quite a huge data. So let's build a component. We're just going to call that compute it here. But then this file getting too long. But we're just going to build it here. And so I'll call it footer block. Okay, so here we're going to have some prop. So now what do we need? We need a title, which is going to be a string, and then we just need an array of the elements, right? So options, a string array. Okay, so we have title, we have all the options. So in here, we can put a title here. Right, so we have to make sure medium, custom black, as for the options, we can just map through the options. So in here we can have this as a flex column, a gap of say 8, 4. And now we have to make sure that we have a key here and pass the index in, and then we put in the option. And also we have to start this custom block. So I think the something here is the passage is actually self-d2. So we could just do test block Yeah, 70, 70 is fine. Okay, so what's the space between this guy and this guy is like 9 pixels. So we can do top 9 pixels right there. Okay, so the spacing between, oh, there's actually a separator here. So now let's create a separator. Oh, not in here actually, but within the footer section. So separator, we have it in the skeleton separator. Yeah, so we have to install it. So yeah, it's installing. We just have to import and then use it. My8 right there. And then yeah, so while that is doing the installation and stuff like that, okay, scroll the way down. Okay, so for that reason, since I will have to restart my server, well, we're not using Cpn. Okay, so while that is happening, let's look for ways to bring all of this in. Right, so we need to have a structure like this. Okay, in the footer section actually, close this out, pin this, so give you. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Nice. So each of the columns, they have their own block, right? So we could bring in the footer block. The title is shop and then so options is shop and then data. So we have another one. So this one fortunately is shorter. So we have the Apple wallet, and then we just need the Apple data. So far, let's see if, okay, so first this. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Okay, now as you can see, it's coming. We have our separator, we have our links, and also with the links though, with the override, you should be able to show them over cursor pointer, something like that. Can we change the color over text link? So your override, you'll be able to have the link color as a text color. Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay. Sweet. So yeah, we'll go back to the footer section and we'll go back to the other div. What does this have? So this one has count and entertainment. It has a count and entertainment. Count data. The other one is entertainment data. Okay, so just copy it and pass it in here. This one has Apple Store. As the title doesn't have like corresponding whatever. Then Apple Store. Oh, supposed to be Apple Store data actually. Okay, yeah, that's better. So Apple Store data, nice. Okay, nice. So now we have the Apple Store data. Okay, so the other one we have lots and lots of things there. So we have for business, business data. We have for education, data. For healthcare, data, and then we have for government. And on the last div, so we have the Apple values. And then we have the about. So about Apple. Of the about Apple data. So now that we have everything that we need, we should be able to play around with this. Okay, so we have this. All of them are coming as expected. Okay, so what we're going to do though is that on small devices, we have to make sure that they're stacking up. Okay. Now we should use grid layout here. Grid columns. So yeah, so maybe on a very small device, we just show 2 columns. Okay, nice. Okay, and also we have a bunch of text here. So this, some of them are painted, like find whatever and whatever. So from here, go to span. So I have some spacing in there. Okay, so now we have a different section again. Let's put a new div for this. So the first test we have is this guy. Put it there. Custom block. Okay, so we have that, and then we will be having other things, right? So okay, so we're just going to bring all of these options in. For some reason, I don't want us to include it. Let's just add the United States at the end, right? So that should be fine. Too many links already. Okay, so here we're going to update the class names and do text just in black. Flags and justify between. Nice. And also there's actually a separator too. Right, so I think you can grab it from here and add it here. So the spacing between here and here is 37. Okay, nice. And also we have to add some padding bottom, so we can do that here. Okay, so now we have to do some finishing touches, and that basically includes the way we have spacing around the entire thing and stuff like that, right? So let's quickly go around, and I think we'll be starting from mostly on the footer actually. So every other page is okay as is. So the footer, we can actually start in here. Start in here and do px can just be 4. MD. Okay. And the px can actually just be 100 pixel. Let's check that out. Boom, exactly. Something like that. Something like that. Small device, boom, we still have the spacing. Everything still looks very neat. So large, we have it this way. So yeah, I think this looks very good. And one other thing is we have to check it now from an actual mobile device with something like this. And there we go. We can already see how good this thing looks. See? So basically this is actually the mobile version for it. And it is already working as expected. So I think with this we've come to the end of this lesson. Thank you guys for tuning in.